All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Beat4320 and welcome to the Ursu Taiko World Cup 2021 Finals Week. We have a very exciting matchup between South Korea and Singapore as two teams fight for their tournament lives in the top 6. Joining me casting today will be none other than Mangamizer himself. Mangamizer, how are you doing today?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, doing pretty good. This is a pretty interesting match. On one corner, we've got South Korea, who's made it to the podium spot consistently over the past 2 years. And Singapore, a newcomer, first time ever in the finals. So expectations are high on both sides, I would say.
And the standards that they have to face is even higher, as both of these teams are getting ready for a very exciting confrontation.
Yeah, taking a look at the Pick'em's results, we have just over 90% of people thinking South Korea will come out on top. So it feels very South Korea favored. I guess there's history to back it up. They have managed to make it to podium for the past 2 years in a row. So
And
maybe they're feeling confident.
And they're very consistently fighting all the time to get to the podium and getting reasonably close to it, even if they don't make it. So it makes total sense. But the players are in the lobby. We'll get to the roles very shortly.
Anyway, we got Peaceful playing for Singapore, and
yeah, he's defected. He changed his country flag last minute.
Can you imagine Peaceful and Blarag playing on the same team? That'd be so scary.
That would be very intimidating. I would say it would give even Japan a run for their money with both of those players on the same team. So, for those who are tuning in for the first time, OSU Taiko World Cup, we have 6 no-mons, 2 hidden, 2 hard rock, 2 double time, 3 free mods, and a tiebreaker if needed. Both sides will roll. Loser bans first. Each side bans once, and then they alternate picking from there.
Yeah, and it is a best of 13 match, so first to 7 points to win.
Teams can call for a tactical timeout if needed, which just gives them an extra 2 minutes on the clock when deciding a pick. And in terms of free mod restrictions, as long as the players do not pick the same mod combinations, everything else is fair game.
All right, they're about to roll.
Here you go. Come on, good roll.
I just really hope that when they come to bans, they don't ban free mod 1. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see free mod 1.
I just want to see a roll of a 1. That's what I want to see. Oh, there we go. Rolls are in. Singapore winning the roll with a 63. Peaceful roll to 36. Palindromic numbers. Wait, is that what it's called? Palindromic?
No, if it's a palindrome, it reads the same front to back. So 131 would be a palindrome. But this is just a mirror. It's just a...
Damn. Well, anyways, as such, South Korea will be banning first. So they can pick any map they want and just completely ignore it.
Do not ban free mod 1. I want to see free mod 1. You can ban anything. Ban anything.
I want to see No 1-6. I don't want to see it.
The airplane map.
Yes. Just because I want to get a turbulence joke in. Oh wait, Erlo was just saying please ban free mod 1.
No, don't do that. Don't do this to me.
Do it to the...
I spent so much time. I spent so much time. Oh, thank you, Peaceful. We spent so much time working on that map. Anyway, looks like South Korea is banning Hidden 1. So Hidden 1, that is the slow hidden.
Okay, Blastix Riots has also been banned.
Yeah, so banning slow hidden. That's South Korea banning slow hidden, and Singapore banning fast HR, which is a very reasonable ban against South Korea, who has very capable HR players.
You could say the World Cup is going to be flying to a fast start with with C-Fit, none other than the Turbulence gimmick map.
Yeah, finisher attack. That was a good place to start.
Exactly. Singapore already going to test South Korea on preparation early on. Common thing to see in just matches throughout the taiko community. You spend a lot of time and prepare for particular gimmicks that will be thrown
I'm interested in seeing how players handle the finishers here. I distinctly remember Peaceful playing Made of Fire last year against Japan, and he didn't do too good on the finishers. And this one has harder finishers.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, you know, players don't have to go for double input for the finishes. They can just hit single notes, miss out on the points, but keep, you know, combo alive and accuracy to some extent. Interesting dilemma. Song's only 2 minutes in length, but it has a high OD of 7. And a fairly straightforward BPM, but the song is nowhere near straightforward. Will Singapore start, kick off with a turbulent start, or will they smoothly land at a very first point? We're about to find out. As South Korea takes on Singapore, good luck. Peaceful and 5 Henry playing this map, competing against Blara and Wazi. And players get underway. Introduction.
Very early miss from 5 Henry there.
However, he does recover very quickly. Singapore doing alright on the accuracy thus far. It's giving them the slight edge. But
Peaceful as well. And with that, Singapore is just gonna fly away with that lead.
But will they be able to fly forever? Will they be able to go to the moon, or will their lead crash and burn? We're about to find out. But so far in the first third, it is all good for Singapore. As Blara and Owazi both on full combos still. 500 notes in.
Right. Yeah, difficulty really spikes up here. Oh, big miss from Owazi, but he does recover.
Just in time. And 5 Henry breaks it right back. Oh, and Peaceful collapses as well. Blara, the only person left, still in the full combo.
Is Blara hitting all the... Oh, he's not hitting all the finishers. That's a very reasonable thing to do. Yeah.
The only
maintaining combo over... So prioritizing combo over finishers. Good strategy, as Singapore will run away with the lead.
And they may also finish with one full combo. Blara should take it home from here. Peaceful and 5 Henry unable to catch up. And Singapore gets on the board. Preparation paying off. And they are on the board. Looking at the final results here, we have 10-100 full combo from Blara. Top play off the lobby. 21 100s and 20 misses from Peaceful. 31 100s and 10 misses from 5 Henry. And 36 100s and 5 misses from Owazi.
Yeah, Owazi's score was actually better than both South Korean players, so that was a very convincing victory for Singapore. So that was definitely a very good first pick.
They've certainly studied the map well.
Singapore is more than just Blarg. Believe it or not.
But will it hold for the rest of the pool? We will see. And South Korea will be first picking now. South Korea can go with pretty much anything in the pool, as everything is still fairly wide open. However, if you want to go and try and beat Singapore, you're going to go with probably a really fast map, and Nomad 3 is certainly one of them. Eternal Drain.
That is a very solid pick. As we saw last week, Singapore really did struggle with finding a player who could pass the Nomad 4 map last week, which was the stamina speed stream map, and this one takes it has even faster streams. So that's a very good pick from South Korea, really targeting Singapore's weakness there.
Definitely a good idea, but sometimes execution may not go the way you may plan it. So everything is fair game, as Prehistoria will step in for Wazi, and Danan coming in for Peaceful. Just a reminder, this is a loser bracket match. Winner of this match will move on throughout the losers bracket, where they'll be guaranteed a top 4 finish, and they'll have to play against the other loser bracket match later this weekend. The other loser bracket match is between Canada and Argentina.
That is correct. So, Eternal Drain, 298 BPM stream for 2 minutes.
With an OD of 6.
Not the highest OD in the world.
It's not the lowest either. It's definitely the norm at this point in the tournament. So, here we go. South Korea going to pick this map, and we'll see if it pays off. When the client wants to start. Perfect. The introduction is relatively tame, but it will speed quite up real quick as Prehistoria picks up the early miss.
Alright, into streams we go.
Danan suffering a huge drop there. As Blura, the only person still in the double S, 350 notes in. Prehistoria quickly recovering to 99%. Prehistoria will pick up a drop there. It's gonna close the lead. And it's going to close even. Wait, hang on. I imagine
this is some free players. 5 Henry is the only person holding on to FC. Right.
And he is absolutely blowing out the lead right now.
Oh, no FCs remaining, but South Korea is pulling ahead with that lead.
It is now blowing huge in their favor as Prehistoria is collapsing in the lobby. Getting to 93%. Meanwhile, 5 Henry doing a really good job at 99.36%. Ra and Danan right behind. As the map comes to a conclusion, South Korea will very comfortably take this point.
Blararg, hello. Accuracy.
With 0 100s, 9 misses.
But yeah, as you can see, actually he almost top scored. 5 Henry had like about 131 more score than he did. Very close. Wow. But yeah, South Korea won that one quite convincingly. As I said, targeting Singapore's lack of stamina strain player. A second player who can handle these sort of things.
Yep. So both teams comfortably hold their very first pick. Digging into their preparation or particular map sets with characteristics that have shown weaknesses in previous rounds. Those weaknesses are going to start tightening up as the pool shrinks down. We'll see what will Singapore pick next. Singapore is going to go with no mod 1. As Screw Screw is picked.
Not really sure what's gonna happen here. This is quite a high density map, so we'll just have to see how the players cope on this one.
And not only is it high density, but it's also very tight timing windows, having an overall accuracy of just 8. Which is definitely on the higher end. Almost a norm for some hard rock maps. Peaceful and Wazi coming back in for this next map.
Now, this one's fairly draining as well. There's not many chances for you to take a rest. Just the patterns just keep coming, and you just have to hold for 2 minutes. But it is Singapore's pick. They know best.
And they are very confident that they will come out on top. I will say Blora and 500 have been playing back-to-back for the past few maps, so maybe they may pick up a lot more misses than usual if they start getting tired. Especially straight after playing 300 BPM. We will see if that endurance will kick in against him. That fatigue will play a factor in this map. But for now, we have this song, and we're getting underway.
Right, Singapore will have the early accuracy advantage.
Although it is quite short-lived.
Right, big drop from everyone except for Peaceful.
Only player left on a full combo and on the double S, which he just lost. Peaceful single-handedly helping South Korea right now. Wazi picked up a lot of misses in that stream. Have a bit of time to recover before the next tricky streams come on. But South Korea in the clear driver's seat right now. As Peaceful's dominance on the map continues to reign. Halfway into the song, like it is absolutely nothing. Outside of Peaceful, we have 500, who's following it up with a very solid 98.7% accuracy performance. Blora catching up at 98%. It has a fairly good combo as he's only missed once throughout the song thus far.
Yeah, but we're already 2/3 into the map, and I don't think things are looking too good for Singapore here. South Korea's already got a 100k lead. It's going to take a miracle for them to put the lead back.
And especially when you got somebody like Peaceful who is just holding so dominantly on this map. Trying to just rely on one player to completely tank this final section.
Oh, big no lock from 500.
But Awazi misses. Okay, 500 has cut into South Korea's lead a bit, but Peaceful absolutely dominates the map. And that is the first breakpoint.
Yeah, that got quite close near the end, actually, with 500 dropping a lot of score.
It did. However, he did make a recovery fast enough to keep South Korea in the lead. Peaceful absolutely carrying the song with only 8 100s. Very good result. And now, South Korea up the breakpoint. They're going to try and solidify it with a good pick of their own. And they have quite a number of choices. They could try a faster DT pick if they want to try and play on the same elements that they did in No Mod 3. They could try doing 3 Mod 1, which probably requires a fair amount of preparation. They could try something more on the speedier end, like Hidden 2. But they're going to go with Hard Rock 2, which is going to be none other than F1055.
That's a good strategy, I think. Singapore did ban HR1, so...
Pick your opponent, then. This is certainly not as fast as Blastic Riots, but it is all the more technically challenging. Definitely has a much more awkward flow to the song. You can just hear it in the background. Looks like Ola will be coming in for the first time in this match.
Yes, South Korea's second strong hard rock player alongside Peaceful. That is a very strong duo right there.
Meanwhile, we're waiting on Singapore second. We'll be here in a minute or two. But this song has an OD of 7, which with Hard Rock will be boosted up to 10, 9.8. 2 minutes and 42 seconds in length. BPM of 178.
Yeah, this map has a bit of a fail potential with HP of 5. It's multiplied that with 1.4. It's HP 7, which is fairly high. So there is substantial fail potential here, which Singapore seems to be slightly worried about.
Prehistory has been complaining of some keyboard issues on his end. Hope it doesn't affect him too much. Although if you do get 2 players that pass a map and 1 on the other side, 2 will always beat 1. So.
Not always, but...
Okay.
In Taiko, it's more likely.
Has there ever been a time that you know of in history where actually probably not a good time?
We've had 3 people. We've had 2 people beat 3 before, but never
2 people.
1 person beat. Yeah, we've had 2 people beating 3 before. Like as in, although the side with 2 people had 3 passes, but 2 of their players could have beaten.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Get underway. The song picking up pace, all players doing fairly alright for the start here. You see a lot of ghost tapping from the players, just to help them keep their rhythm.
First stream, Historia finding a lot of difficulties on the stream, completely tanking.
Absolutely missed nearly the entirety of the stream. It is a very hard song just to even read. And South Korea
have recovered slightly, but South Korea are just running away with the lead with 2 FCs.
And both of the FCs above 99%. Never mind. Of course. Curse Life strikes again, but Peaceful doing just fine, and with Prehistoria unable to get a combo going of any kind, South Korea doesn't really have much of a threat right now. As South Korea gets to about a 250,000 point lead, heading into the final third of the song.
Don't worry, Blarari will carry.
Just need to get to a 1v1 first. We just need Olo to fail the map at the end here. And then it'll be a true battle between Peaceful and Blarari.
final Ki, very high SP, high miss potential as well.
Certainly is. Although Peaceful hasn't missed yet, and Blora has a nice 600 combo.
Alright, looks like Prehistory will not be passing this map.
Blora will be missing. And Olo doing a pretty good job. The client allowed us to show the ending, that is. There we go. Get to see the finish from 3 of the other players. Peaceful looking like he lost his full combo at the end here. Wow, struggling. He will pass though.
Is that a disconnect from Olo?
I mean, even if it was a disconnect, South Korea will still take the point. Because Prehistoria failed. If Olo disconnected, Peaceful will still beat Blora and score, so it's still going to be 3-1. Look, the stream client just cannot take the excitement of this match. That's that and the excitement of the map.
Oh no, there he is.
Oh, no,
He's
there
still
he is.
adding to the score.
Just stacking onto the lead. And it looks like Olo actually finished the ending here actually on a pretty decent result. Oh. Just the client just synced up and picked up a bunch of misses for him at the end there.
Hey, we got there in the end. That was a very dominating performance from South Korea, having won that pick by 1.1 million points, which is more than you can get from HR alone. So even if Singapore had like a second player who double S'd Hard Rock alongside Thararg, they would have still lost.
And here we go. We're going to No Mod 2. Definitely a unique map in terms of its... I don't know if diversity would be the right word, but...
It is diversity. It's 5 different skill sets tested in a 2-minute map.
Yeah, okay. We'll stick with diversity as proper word. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Definitely prepares and tests a lot of different skill sets that you will see in No Mod. Not only in this pool, but also in previous pools. Low BPM, SV.
Oh no, Blora is surrounded by Koreans.
Oh no. Oh, it's just
That's
a 3v1.
Fair. That's
what do you
not
mean?
Fair for
what do you mean?
South Korea.
I call it a fair. I call it a fair fight.
Pretty terrible odds for South Korea. Blora destroy them all.
Reminds me of the scene in John Wick. Someone says that line that it's just a fair fight. Oh, it's a really good movie series. But we're just gonna be waiting on a few minutes just for the lobby to sort itself out. Apparently, Olo is having some client issues. Oh no. Looks like Danan is trying to replace Olo, but Olo is just stuck. Client is trying to make him the unseated king.
The real story is that because Danan's seeing Olo's having like client issues, he's decided to defect before, you know. Oh, never mind.
before the rest of the. Oh wait, never mind. Tachi's coming in for Singapore, but let's see how. There you go. So here we go. This is going to be the first time we're going to be seeing a Tachi playing in the match. But Peaceful's having issues as well. Oh no. Maybe the whole defecting story might be... No. Who knows? South Korea is being plagued with internet issues.
Yeah, now might be a good time to call a tactical timeout.
Yeah.
Or something along the lines of that. Not really sure what the ruling here is. But it's for situations
into the
like this.
specifics, but yeah, this would certainly count as a technical timeout, I guess, as they would say in other esports like CSGO. But
we'll just have to see what the referee decides.
I don't think referee will have any issues with it. I mean, you know, you got a very top team who.
Hey, let the referee do the job. Let the referee do their job.
Referee will do referee things.
Meanwhile, we gotta listen to the song for like the second time. It's a good song. It's a weird song, but it's good.
It is absolutely weird.
Yeah,
go ahead. No, you got it.
No, you, by all means, you first.
Oh, man. I was just gonna say that this, even though it's a very weird song, I could imagine trying to compose this like in real life. It would never work out well.
I was just gonna draw attention to the diff name of Taiko Oni, which is kind of redundant, but it's kind of funny, I find.
Oh, yes. Just like how, you know how in some Taiko maps where you have like this stupidly hard like 6-7 plus star song, but they call the difficulty like a Muzu or Futsu or whatever, just like as a bait. That's what it sometimes feel like. But it's probably a good time in the middle of a technical timeout to advertise the Taiko World Cup banners. Hope a lot of people will be.
Yeah.
Hope a lot
Those
of people
are still on sale for the next week or so, right? They're still on sale for another week. Or they disappear forever. So better grab one now for the low price of $2.50 USD plus tax.
Or plus exchange rates. Or conversion rates or whatever.
Alright, I think everyone's in, and I think we are about good to go, probably, in the next 10 seconds or so.
Oh, we hope. One can believe. This does sound like a tech map that you would find in like other modes and stuff. Like I can imagine this being like a slider heavy map in standard.
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't either. But I can just imagine, you know. Or in Mania, this could be like a tech map of some kind. Especially with all the snapping variables that are in the song. Probably pretty good to make a 4-key or 7-key chart out of it. Although I'm not knowledgeable in that, so I can't.
I am knowledgeable in all things Taiko, but nothing else, unfortunately.
Same. Although, you know, we do our thing.
We're having a bit of a player swap for South Korea, looks like, because Peaceful's having possible connectivity issues.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Maybe a bit of bad weather getting in the way of things. Which can happen every once in a while. I will say where I'm currently at, it's been having some really nice weather the past few days. It's quite nice.
Oh, go ahead and just, you know, gloat about your wonderful weather in Australia.
Oh yeah, I'm in a different city too, but that's beside the point.
All right, I think we're good to go. So it looks like Jonah's swapping in for Peaceful, who, as mentioned earlier, was having a few connectivity issues. Maybe this will definitely have some impact on South Korea's performance on this map.
Yeah, this may tip the odds in South Korea's favor, which honestly they need it at this point. They are down at breakpoint, so they need to defend this pick and then try and convert on South Korea's next pick to try and just to bring things back to an equal playing field. So like, who knows? One team's unfortunate tragedy can be someone else's gain. But South Korea doing well so far in the slow SV.
Yeah, there are a lot of places where misses can happen. As you can see, Jonah struggling a little bit on the accuracy side of things here. Missing on the low SV as well. He was definitely not the player of choice on this map. And the lowest accuracy in the room.
He's sitting at
90%. That may change soon. Especially if he wasn't prepared for suggestion.
Although Jonah is doing a pretty good job. The reading aspect isn't the hardest thing in the world, but correctly trying to work out the snappings can be a challenge if you haven't prepared for this beforehand. Jonah making it through almost towards the end of the section before picking up a very short miss. He does mix up the transition into the third pattern here. Filled with plenty of tech, but Techi is also struggling a fair bit.
Yeah, so is Jonah though.
They're getting getting a bit of reading
here.
But hang on a minute. Techi is at 89%, Jonah's at 90%. Meanwhile, Baran and Nana are both at 99 and 98 respectively. We have a fight.
We have the one final speed section. It could be down to the wire. It really depends how both players handle the speed.
And Jonah and Techi just trading misses, but Techi's coming out much worse.
Oh, it's
actually a fair game. But Dana missed it.
Section.
That's it. That could be it.
It could really go on either side right now.
Come on, client. There we go. We're going to see the ending here. Oh, but Techi missed. Hang on a minute. Wait,
what?
No, Jonah, come back. Wait, what? Techi failed?
Oh my god, I think Singapore won that one by 2,000 points. Just by the skin of their teeth. Client, bit of an error there. Zechi was able to pass, I believe.
Oh, okay. I got scared. I thought Techi... It looks like... on the stream, it looks like Techi failed, but apparently that is not the case. Okay, client. Client trying to do a late April Fool's joke.
I think Laura and Danan really carrying hard for both sides of their teams. But I do believe Singapore is going to take that one.
But yeah, it looks like... Yeah.
That's rough for South Korea. Especially when they had someone else lined up to play.
Certainly, and especially with that 2,000 point difference. You know, they were just 2,000 points from a break point. Had Peaceful been able to step in and perform, very likely it would have been 4-1 result. Maybe, maybe not. However, it's a very unfortunate situation for South Korea. But it wasn't their pick, so a missed opportunity does not mean that they are behind just yet. They are still up a breakpoint. As we sit around and wait for the next pick and hope that the client doesn't troll us in the process. But to get everyone back up to speed, score is 3-2. South Korea is leading in the match. They are up a break point. Outside of some minor delays and technical issues on both the client and on South Korea's end, it is 3-2, and now they're gone ahead and picked Hidden 2, which is the last hidden map in the pool. So for those who do not know, R176, it is a well-known song in the Taiko World Cup history. It's been probably the most used song, at least.
It is the national anthem. It is the Taiko national anthem.
I thought
I don't know who decided this. Yeah, I don't know who decided this. It was probably Ano or something. But R176 is, as you correctly say, it is the most popular, most picked song in Taiko World Cup history. I think this is its 7th appearance now across the 11 World Cups we've had so far.
Yeah, although this time it is back as a remix, and it is back as a hidden 2 pick. I think this has been.
It has been in every mod bracket except for tiebreaker.
Well, we already know what's going to be happening in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. Calling it now, there's going to be a tiebreaker for 176. It's just going to be the 7-7 extended remix. If one exists.
You do know that the original R176 is actually, I think there's a long version, which is about 4 minutes in length.
That's group stage, the tiebreaker right there.
Group stage tiebreaker.
Calling it now. Now I just need to think of the punchline between now and next year. Or whenever it happens. But until then, we have this hidden 2 pick. It is OD of 7.6. It only says 190 BPM, but if you're listening to the song right now, the second half of the song is, I believe it's pure 300 BPM.
Yeah, it does. There's a speed up in the middle of the song. It goes from 190 to 300.
So do not be fooled by the beats per minute. Peaceful. Back for some action. Client making look like everybody misses a start because reasons. But we're on the way.
Right, Singapore will have the early lead in terms of accuracy as Jonah is finding a couple 100s on the slower section of the map.
Yeah, but he's not finding a combo break, so Jonah has nothing to worry about. Here we go. Going to the first part of the song here, and Jonah starts off with a miss. That is helping Singapore right now. And Singapore is going to try and get all the score accuracy they can get. If they can build themselves a high enough buffer, they may be able to survive the 300 BPM section.
Meanwhile, Peaceful still holding on to that double S, showing no signs of slowing down.
Laurel was keeping up with him until he just missed there, which is helping South Korea close the distance. And in fact, at this rate, South Korea will take the lead almost barely, but here comes the 300 BPM, and this is going to be a completely different bowl game in a minute here. Wait, the speed up actually is a little bit later. Oh, here it is. We're going to see how the players can survive this section. Expect these accuracies to start dropping like crazy. Because this is not going to slow down for the rest of the song.
Oh, it's so close. Jonah will find a miss.
This is good for South.
Another
Singapore.
miss. How is South Korea still holding on to the lead?
That is a good question. It looks like Jonah is making really fast recoveries, and it's helping him keep in the fight. Laurel and Techi can't hold. Yeah, as we splits through this final KI time, Singapore is being left in the dust. People losing his full combo. And unfortunately for Singapore, they've now lost the opportunity to take this point here. So they're going to be staying down the break point. Gianna missing the mono stream at the end there, but South Korea will secure the point. Maintain their lead of 4-2. South Korea's been actually very dominant in the speedier picks compared to Singapore, and it's helping them a lot in this matchup. But they're running out of faster maps in the pool. There's still a few left. I mean, there's both double times, and there is maybe one more no-mod map that has a speed section in it, but that's about it. Will Singapore find a bit more of a comeback in some of these other maps? We will see. Hidden, completely gone. Hard Rock, completely gone. Nomad, with his only Blood Rave and Phil Seasickness.
Yeah, both DG picks are all open though.
And all 3 free mods are still in play.
I can see teams dipping into the free mod pool now. Seems to be a good time to do that.
Yeah, better time now, I guess, than later. But not yet, apparently, because Singapore wants to play Phil Seasickness. And that is what they will go with. Mapped by none other than Fierce 777. OD of 7.5, 1 minute and 56 seconds in length, and a BPM of 248. Definitely a bit more on the faster side, which is interesting to see, but
Singapore has found success in the weird tech picks over the past few weekends with Blararik and Zechi.
Exactly.
They're hoping for lucky.
Yeah, they've been doing well in that sort of angle, and even though it's a bit more on the faster end, they're hoping to offset it with just how awkward the song is. Which can be said for a lot of maps at this stage of the pool, but in this stage of the tournament. But Lara has left the lobby. He will be back shortly. Speaking of which, he is back. And it looks like it will be Peaceful and Dadan against Techi and Blora. So we got the plays here. The lobby will be starting shortly. And here we go.
I'm expecting good things from Singapore here.
I mean, the expectations are quite high, just given how hard these teams have worked just to get here. But the pool's been showing some very interesting results, and those interesting results will continue now with Phil Seasickness as we get the 7th map underway. So far, a fairly even start for both teams. But those doublets are quite a killer, and it catches Danan off guard as he is the first to break. Bra breaking right back.
Yeah, South Korea with the early lead there.
Oh,
Oh.
3 of the players missing in that section there. Wow. Dan, the only person holding it together.
No one is safe.
Nobody is safe. It's well, not even Japan or anyone else for that matter. But right now, South Korea holding on well on their path to getting a break point. Techi, Laura, and Peaceful missing in this slow SV section. Definitely a tough part. And Dinan, the only person on a 600 combo, is doing very well for himself. He's helping South Korea take this break point from Singapore. And at this rate, they are likely to succeed, barring some weird circumstances. The overlays, finishes, and the doublets not catching Dinan off guard as he finishes with a strong 800 combo. And I believe he had the highest accuracy in the lobby. And there we go. Yes, he did.
That's a very low miss count from South Korea. Only 3 and 2 misses, respectively.
Yeah. Peaceful, but just barely getting above 900k in that song. It's a very tough song. And Peaceful has done well to keep his miss count low, despite struggling to get a good combo. And now it is 5-2. South Korea is up 2 break points. South Korea has either no more than 4, both double time, and all 3 free mods to pick from. Free mod getting absolutely no love in this match. I know you wanted to see free mod 1 badly not banned, and don't get me wrong, it's not banned, but it's not being picked either.
Alright, DT1 from South Korea. Moving on to streams. Once again, targeting Singapore's lack of a second player who can manage these sort of patterns. You hate to see it, but that's a very good play from South Korea there.
I mean, you gotta think tactically, and tactically, if you know that this can work, you just gotta play it. And Singapore has a tough road ahead of them. But Awazi will be stepping in. He's gonna try to rise to the occasion. Even if he's saying in the lobby chat he cannot pass this, he will try. Damn it, don't say he tried. But here we go. Sympathy of the night.
Sympathy?
No, symphony.
Symphony. I heard you say sympathy.
Symphony.
Never mind.
No, not sympathy. No,
All right.
sympathy is something else. Just must be how it just sounded. Anyways, here we go. 3.5 minutes.
Oh,
of
custom
booty
hit
stick.
sound. Custom hit sound.
Wazi picking up.
Oh no,
huge
let's
miss.
see.
Absolutely struggling in the song to start with. Peaceful will pick up the miss though, right before the Ki time, so he gets a really good recovery. Lara and 500, the only 2 people left on full combos. As they survive that first major stream. Wazi holding his own for now, but unfortunately, 500 and Peaceful are absolutely solid in their accuracies and their performances. However, this is a very long map.
500. No full combos left in the room.
But
props to Wazi giving it his all.
Exactly. And they're only just a third of the way in. Actually, no, they're getting towards the halfway point of the song. And South Korea looking in a very dominant position. As Singapore struggling to have a second that can keep up with the song. But regardless, they must fight on. South Korea definitely making the correct play. Definitely thinking to themselves, 2 does beat 1. We'll wait until Taiko history shows otherwise. They're doing a really good job right now as well. Henry picking up the mistake, dropping to about 98.
Yeah. When you can play 266 BPM streams but can't handle lower BPM streams.
Yeah, the struggle do be real sometimes. Doesn't matter how high or low of the play you are. Lara missing at the solo finisher there.
Alright, speed picks back up, but there's nothing Singapore can do here.
And Singapore absolutely hopeless right now in terms of winning this pick. Not even a disconnect would work. I mean, we have seen Peaceful have issues earlier, but it looks like those things have been cleared up. And actually, speaking of which, Peaceful is going to be finishing in a really good combo of 13-17. Definitely a good finish.
Yeah, it's over 1 million score from both Korean players. Sub 10 miss. Every player getting sub 10 miss, actually. Very solid scores all around. Although Owatsi, unfortunately, not being able to keep up with the high strain of this map.
Yeah, definitely, it's definitely a brutal song. Like, it just goes to show that even amongst like the top 8 or top 6 teams in a tournament, that there's still quite a huge skill gap between some of these teams. And only when you get to like this difficulty of the pool, where you start to see those, especially between like their team's second players and stuff. So it's not surprising. Oh, there we go. You're getting your free 1 pick.
Yes, finally.
Wait, he's sight reading this.
That does not sound like a good idea. Turkish Darth Vader disapproves.
I think he's gonna get baited by the anti-mod. Well, it's not even anti-mod, but you know what I mean. When we mean he's getting baited if he's trying to sight read this. Oh no. Also, for those who do not know about the free mod rules, I did say earlier at the start of the match, there cannot be the same mod combinations, and there has to be at least 1 mod used on both teams. So, it is highly likely that Peaceful and Blora will have to use a mod of some kind.
Yes, someone needs to play with a mod, even though this gimmick feels like
And
a mod
it will
itself.
not be Blora. as Awazi will pick Hidden, taking on the responsibility of Hidden. Peaceful going with Hidden and Hard Rock, taking the mod advantage. This is a very spicy map to go with the Hidden Hard Rock advantage. Just look at the no mod players, how they're gonna go, just for just some idea of the struggle playing this with Hidden and even Hard Rock. The mod advantage working well for South Korea starting off, as Peaceful maintains above 98.5%. Alright, picking up the early misses. As those sliders catching off guard.
Non-comma section.
Blora struggling in the first section of the, I guess, repetition. See bar line, scene repeat. And only
response. I don't even know what it calls.
We haven't figured this out yet, but Blora absolutely struggling in this section. And it's only just going to be getting more difficult as we're seeing a lot of slow SV overlay mixed with bar lines, which is entirely possible for Hidden, by the way. The entire reason why those bar lines exist is helping Awazi and Peaceful actually nail that section. We're struggling in the 3-color section, and it's helping South Korea just get a blowout lead. Definitely is one of the craziest free mod maps we've ever seen in the tournament. And it's in full display right now, as Peaceful and 500 are the only 2 players left on full combos. Speaking of which, Peaceful is actually currently on with Hidden and Hard Rock. Absolutely insane performance. This is just insane. Even trying to watch it, Peaceful picks up a miss at the end, but it's still going to be quite an insane performance.
I'm just speechless here.
Look at that. He doesn't get the full combo, but still 99, what is it, nearly 99%? That is ridiculous.
When you get over the Hidden Hard Rock multiplier on Hidden Hard Rock. I know there are sliders, but that's a crazy performance.
Still 17 100s and 3 misses. That is insane. And credit to Awazi as well, who he only got 1 miss on a map like that. Very difficult. GG and well played, as South Korea will knock out Singapore in 7-2. South Korea will be moving through the losers bracket. They're guaranteed a top 4 finish. And they're going to be going further into the bracket, where they will await the winner of Argentina and Canada later this week.
Yeah, meanwhile, Singapore, congratulations to them for making it the furthest they've ever made it in CWC history. Top 6. That's honestly something to be proud about.
Especially with, I don't think they were seeded in the top 8. I think they were seeded in like the 9th to 16th in the second pot in the group stage. And even then, coming from that to make it all the way to the top 6 is very, very tough challenge, especially with how unevenly distributed the seeds are in this tournament. Definitely well played. But their journey comes to an end, and new challenges awaits ahead in this bracket. As we can see, we have Brazil and Japan, our last 2 countries in the winners bracket. They're going to be playing against each other soon, and Argentina and Canada will continue to fight on in their lives. So, if you want to know the schedule for the final matches, Argentina and Canada, 7 hours from now at 19 UTC, they will be playing. Will be a tough time. Definitely want to watch. 2 very hot teams who will be playing. And then tomorrow at 17:30 UTC, we'll have Brazil and Japan. And there's also one more match that will be determined later.
Yeah, yeah, depending on whether Canada or Argentina wins. Although once that match is concluded, we will then update the schedule.
Yep, no worries. Definitely exciting stuff ahead for these teams, as one of the most exciting Taiko World Cups that we've seen to date soon approaches its crescendo as we get down to the final 3 teams. Megamizer, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap things up?
No, what a great way to kick off the weekend, and I can't wait to see the 3 remaining matches we have.
Yeah, same. Excited to see how things play out. But that will be it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this, go ahead and click the follow button on Osu Live. So
and buy banners.
And buy the banners, of course. If you do pick the winning team, you get to keep him for a full year. But until then, I am at Beat43210, joined by Megamizer, and thank you all. We'll see you all next time in the Osu Taiko World Cup 2021 Finals Week.